Welcome to Biology Made Easy. In today's lesson, we are looking at adaptation of chloroplast for photosynthesis. Here's the structure of the chloroplast in the mesophyll cell of all plants. And here is the structure of chloroplast in the bundle sheath of C4 plants. And the chloroplast in the mesophylls, both palisade and spongy, the chloroplast is this, and this is a bundle sheath in C4 plants, close fitting cells around the vascular tissue, that's the bundle sheath, and in C4 plants, there's chloroplast in them. The chloroplast in the bundle sheath, here is it. This is the chloroplast. Here we have the stroma, that's the fluid part, and we have the thylakoids, and a group of thylakoids form the granum. Plural of granum is grana. Now the thylakoids, we have lamella in the middle of the thylakoids. So you have the thylakoids, you have the granum, you have the stroma. In C4 plants, the chloroplast does not have grana or granum, and you only see the lamellae and the stroma, as you can see in the shot. The first adaptation we want to look at is that the separation of enzymes of the light-dependent stage and light-independent stages. The light-dependent stage takes place in the grana, in the thylakoid membranes. So you have this thylakoid in which membranes the enzymes are fixed because there's going to be movement of electrons, a series of movements of electrons. And so the enzymes are fixed on membrane so that the series of movement of electrons can happen systematically. And so that is this. And then the enzymes for the light independent stage is in the liquid stroma so that the metabolites will dissolve in the fluid and move. Metabolites cannot be fixed on membranes. So the stroma is left there for the metabolites to be carried about so that the reactions will go on in the fluid. So a very neat separation. That is one adaptation, important adaptation. Then we have the chlorophyll and other pigments on the thylakoid membranes arranged in clusters for efficient light harvesting. So the pigment molecules are not haphazardly arranged on the grana. Here we have chlorophyll A, which is the main photosynthetic pigment. Here are the accessory pigments, carotenoids, xanthophylls, and these pigments are arranged neatly on the thylakoid membranes. We will have sunlight hitting chlorophyll A as well as all the accessory pigments, and the light energy is channeled from the accessory pigments into the main reactive center, which is the chlorophyll A. So you see the granum has a large surface area so that the pigments can be supported well in them so that there will be efficient harvesting of sunlight. Another adaptation is that the structure of the chlorophyll A molecule, which is the main photosynthetic pigment, that's chlorophyll A, is the same structure as the phospholipid membrane of the thylakoid. What that means is that the structure, look at the structure of chlorophyll A molecule. It's exactly the same structure as the molecule of a membrane. And this is the structure of chlorophyll A. It has a flat head arranged like this. All these are molecules arranged like this, and there's magnesium in the middle, and then it has a long tail. The flat head is hydrophilic. It attracts water. The long tail is hydrophobic. It moves away from water. Now the cell membrane, the thylakoid membrane is a cell membrane. These thylakoid membranes. The membrane is a phospholipid, and the phosphate head is hydrophilic, attracts water, just like the flathead of the chlorophyll molecule. And then the membrane of the thylakoid cell membrane, it has fatty acid, hydrophobic tails. So this and this tail, they are both hydrophobic. hydrophobic, the heads are hydrophilic. And so the molecule of the chlorophylls, they lie in the membranes. The flat hydrophilic head is lying on the hydrophilic phosphate head of the membrane, and the tail, which is hydrophobic tail of the chlorophyll molecule, is fixed into the hydrophobic fatty acid chains of the membrane. So the tail, hydrophobic, is sort of hooking the hydrophilic head to lie on the hydrophilic phosphate heads of the membrane like solar panels. So this is one chlorophyll A molecule. We can have a lot of chlorophyll A molecules, and they will be lying in the heads like solar panels to absorb sunlight efficiently. Not only the chlorophyll molecules, but the chlorophyll molecules goes with accessory pigments. So the accessory pigments too, they all have hydrophilic parts and hydrophobic parts. So the hydrophilic parts lie arranged neatly on the hydrophilic heads of the membrane. And so they are arranged neatly like this. Their tiny hydrophobic chains are also inside the hydrophobic fatty chains of the membrane. Very neat. So the chlorophyll molecules are adapted neatly to the grana membranes. Now let's look at the C4 plants, the chloroplast there, that does not have grana, and so it means that the photophosphorylation, the formation of ATPs trapping light to let electrons move to form ATPs, does not happen in the chloroplast in bundle sheath. So the ATPs and reduced NAD phosphates, they are formed as a result of the energy passing through the electron transport system in the thylakoid membranes to form ATP. Now, in C4 plants, this adaptation where ATPs and NADPH does not form in the chloroplast, the ATP and NADPH are formed in the chloroplast of the mesophils, and substances that are formed move into this chloroplast. We'll talk about it when we talk about C4 plants. And when the substances move, then the light-independent actions that metabolites are formed in the stroma occur in the bundle sheath. This is an adaptation to prevent photorespiration and form glycolate, and this is a poisonous substance. So to prevent this and to prevent photorespiration, there is no grana to form this. We'll look at C4 plants in a good time. Well, this is where we end for today. If the lessons have been useful, give us your likes and do subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.